Are lease agreements different for Americans renting in Asia? Imagine moving to a new country and finding a place to call home. The process can be quite different from what you're used to back in the United States. When it comes to lease agreements, Americans often notice some key differences in Asia. These differences are shaped by local laws, customs, and property ownership rules. In many Asian countries, foreigners cannot own land outright. Instead, they usually sign leasehold agreements that give the right to use a property for a set period. These lease terms often last up to 30 years, but renewal is not always guaranteed. For example, in Thailand, leaseholds can be up to 30 years, but you need to specify renewal options in your contract. Some countries like Cambodia allow foreigners to own property freehold, meaningful ownership without a lease limit. In Thailand, foreigners can own up to 49% of condominium units freehold, which is a different ownership style from leaseholds. Payment terms also differ. Instead of paying monthly rent like in the United States, many Asian lease agreements requiring paying several months or even a full year's rent upfront. In South Korea and China, tenants might pay 3, 6, or 12 months in advance. Some countries use a system called Jeonse in South Korea, where tenants pay a large deposit, often 50 to 80% of the property's value, which is returned at the end of the lease. Security deposits in Asia are usually 1 or 2 months' rent per year of the lease and are refundable if the property is undamaged. Language can be another challenge. Lease agreements are often written in the local language, so Americans renting in Asia should consider getting contracts translated or working with bilingual professionals. This helps make sure you understand your rights, payment schedules, maintenance responsibilities, and lease termination conditions. Keeping copies of all documents and communications is also very important to avoid misunderstandings later. Lease agreements also specify who is responsible for property maintenance and utility bills. These responsibilities can vary widely, so it's important to clarify these points before signing. Regional and cultural differences matter too. Each country and city has its own rental customs and legal rules. Doing some research before signing a lease helps you understand what to expect and avoid surprises. Knowing these differences is vital for managing your housing costs and legal security. The upfront payments and leasehold arrangements can impact your budget and long-term plans. Being aware of these factors helps Americans navigate Asian housing markets better. It also helps you set realistic expectations about renewal options and ownership rights. When you understand these key points, you can make smarter choices about where to live and how to handle your lease. This knowledge complements your planning around work, health care, and overall living costs when moving abroad.